Alright, hello guys. So today is February 5th, and I'm here with another trade recap or market recap, whatever you want to call it. So coming into the daily chart, we can see that we're clearly, continuing to be bearish on the S&P, and we can look into the hourly chart. Alright, so in the hourly chart, yesterday and the day prior, we had a large move down. Today, I was looking for a continuation of this trend to the potential sell side of January low on the S&P. I started trading ES more, so because it just seems more clear to me, and also we had the January low objective, but we didn't have that on NQ as we have already took it yesterday with that move. So coming into the market, I saw that we have this hourly fair value gap that was formed, and if we take a look into the 15-minute, actually let's do the 1 minute. So in the 1 minute chart, we see all of these, all of this liquidity, right? And also this high creates the hourly fair value gap, and we had a massive orc today, which I didn't think was going to get filled, but on NQ actually it got filled to the 50% line, and we also went into the hourly fair value gap both on ES and NASDAQ, because that was actually what I thought would happen, and I wanted to see at least some sell side, some buy side getting taken before taking the short, because it was pretty obviously bearish, right? So here we had a little swing lower, creating this liquidity target for later, and then we went up, sweeping these equal highs, sweeping this high and this high, coming into the hourly fair value gap, and at this point in time NASDAQ was at the equilibrium of the fair value gap, and also just swept the 50% of the orc. So on ES actually we got a 30-second breaker somewhere around here. I marked it out in the 1 minute chart, but there was a 30-second breaker here, and I basically took it as soon as it formed. I took it right at this low with a stop here, and then I just waited, and this move worked out very well. Over here I could have added a contract, because in inverse this pretty important fair value gap, I would even use this as the first presented fair value gap of the day. So here I should have really added a contract, but I didn't, because I was scared of news that we had at 10 a.m., which made this nice wick and immediately broke down, which was a very good sign for me, so I could trail my stop to the equilibrium of that. So I trailed my stop here and waited. Then this 5 minute formed, which was actually it formed after I got stopped out. After I took this partial here, because we got to 50% of this wick, and right after we got to 50% of the wick, we sped up. So I just took the partial here, and now I'm seeing in hindsight that it was kind of maybe a mistake, because we just filled this gap and continued lower, and so that was a mistake for me. And another mistake I made actually is that I after this consolidation, I started trailing my stop very close, pretty much each candle I trailed it above the high or on this wick, so I got stopped here, right? I trailed it at this body of this candle, so I just got ticked out, and my goal was January low right here. So that's pretty unfortunate, but it happens, and I'm very happy with the day. It was very simple in my opinion. Also, I wanted to talk about that there's this 1 minute breaker, well, kind of since we have this high and this low, but you know, you can view this as a breaker, but maybe I would use like this to this, right, as the 1 minute. Yeah, so very nice. And after we hit the January low, we're just consolidating here. There's really nothing to do, I would say, even on the Nasdaq. Let's recap the Nasdaq real quick. So it had a similar situation. Well, this red box is just opening gap of some on the daily chart, so it's not very accurate, but you can also use this as a liquidity target, and as you can see, we actually are just inside of it, filling it very well, very effectively from the low to the high, so you can see the algorithm there kind of working. And on Nasdaq we swept the high and this high and got to 50% of the fair value gap. We took the ORC 50, which I didn't think was gonna happen, but after I saw this huge candle break down, after we took the 50% ORC, I thought, yeah, this is probably the only short opportunity that we're gonna get, but I didn't want to risk too much on this trade since I'm on a losing streak now. So I took it on ES so I could take less risk, because this is like, these are big candles, you know. And yeah, on ES, on Nasdaq it played out pretty much the same, maybe even a bit nicer here. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten stopped out. Actually, I would. But yeah, I could target this low and also maybe 50% of this, you know, red box or lever runner to fully filling this gap, and yeah, that could have been it as well. But yeah, that didn't really work out yet, so yeah, I'm very happy with the day. I traded well, I managed risk well, and I took a win on my funded. So yeah, see you tomorrow.